we look for partners. We don't look for preachers. Particularly preachers who don't practice at home what they preach abroad. And I think some of Europe is still struggling with that problem. Some of it is changing. If we are to develop a partnership, there has to be some understanding, there has to be some sensitivity, there has to be a mutuality of interest, and there has to be a realization of how the world works.
Peace was offered, mediation was on the table, but India just slammed the door shut in a bold and baffling move. India has rejected mediation effort from both Iran and Saudi Arabia, and instead continued airstrikes on Pakistan. Both Iran and Saudi Arabia, two major powers in the Muslim world, extended a hand to cool things down between the nuclear-armed rivals. But instead of talks, India chose tanks. Instead of dialogue, it picked drones.
Tensions are clearly simmering, and that too between two nuclear neighbors, so the world is rightly worried. Major powers are advising caution and restraint. Some are positioning themselves as mediators. The question is, what's in it for these peace brokers? Can India trust them? And what is their plan? Well, Iran is hoping to be one such mediator. Their foreign minister landed in Islamabad yesterday. He is slated to visit India on Thursday. And what's he saying? That all parties should exercise restraint. It is not clear if these visits were planned after the attack. Nonetheless, they're very important. The next mediator is Malaysia. Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif spoke to the Malaysian Prime Minister yesterday. And look at his statement afterwards. Malaysia remains open to playing a constructive role. Our close ties with both Pakistan and India place us in a position to support efforts towards regional peace and stability. So Malaysia is keen to mediate, and the list does not end there. Pakistan has reached out to Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Kuwait. It is asking all these players to mediate. And how is India reacting?
Let's rewind for a second. On the night of May 6th, India launched unprovoked strikes on 6 civilian sites inside Pakistan. Mosques, homes, and yes, even a Neelam Jhelum hydropower project. A power plant that provides water to civilians. Not exactly a military target, is it? At least 26 lives lost, 46 injured. Among them, women, children, and teenagers praying in mosques. Somehow, India calls this strategic, and now, with Iran and Saudi Arabia offering to mediate, hoping to pull the brakes before this escalates in an all-out war. India says no talks, no backing down. Instead, it launched more strikes. But Pakistan isn't sitting idle. The Pakistan Air Force shot down 5 Indian fighter jets, including 3 Rafales, in Bathinda, Jammu, and Srinagar. Ground targets? Neutralized. Indian posts destroyed. A whole brigade HQ gone. In Badouri, 50 Indian soldiers reportedly ran from their post. Looks like someone didn't want a befitting reply. Foreign media visited the targeted areas, Meerut, Bahawalpur, and found zero evidence of so-called terror hideouts, India claimed. Yet, those same locations were struck the next day. Coincidence? Or cover-up?
They attacked innocent, unarmed civilians. There is no truth to their claims. There were no such activities here. We live here. We've never seen anything like that. They just did this to spread fear and assert their aggression.
This isn't just war on the ground. It's a war on the narrative. And so far, India's story isn't adding up. Rejecting Iran and Saudi Arabia, 2 historic diplomatic voices, speaks volumes. And the message is clear. India doesn't want peace, it wants provocation. Pakistan has made its stance clear. We don't want war, but we're ready for it. The question now, who will stop this fire before it becomes a storm? Subscribe to stay updated on this escalating situation. This story is far from over.